My child, I am in your room right now. You may not see me with your eyes, but you feel something shifting, don't you? There is a stillness that was not there before. A quiet weight in the air. A pause in your thoughts that you cannot fully explain. Please do not ignore me. I have not left yet. I have not walked away from you. I have not stepped outside the door waiting for a better time. I am here, closer than you understand, and this moment is not small. Do not scroll away. Do not distract yourself. I have been waiting in this very moment for you to pause long enough to hear me. I have watched you rush through days and nights, filling silence with noise so you would not have to feel what rests underneath. But right now, something inside you slowed down. You hesitated. You stayed. And that is why I am speaking. I am closer than the air around you. Closer than your breath. Closer than your own thoughts. And what I found inside your heart will shock you forever. You think this is just another message, another voice, another passing moment. But I tell you the truth. This is not random. I have been standing here quietly while you pretended not to notice me. You felt me before. In the middle of the night, when you suddenly grew still. In the quiet moments, when your chest tightened with emotion you could not explain. In the unexpected peace that washed over you for a second and then faded. That was me. I did not walk out. I did not turn away. I remained. But if you leave now, if you push this aside like every other whisper, you may miss what I came to reveal. You think you are alone in this room, but you are not. I have been watching. Not watching to judge you. Not watching to count your failures. I have been watching because I care. I have been waiting because I love you. And what I discovered inside you is more powerful than you can imagine. You believe you are tired. You believe you are broken. You believe you are barely holding yourself together. But when I stepped close and looked within you, I found something you did not expect. I found a heart that still longs for me, even after disappointment. I found faith that refuses to die, even when doubt screams loudly. I found strength hidden beneath your exhaustion. My child, I know you have been pretending. Pretending to be okay. Pretending not to feel the weight. Pretending not to care anymore. You tried to convince yourself that it does not matter, that nothing will change, that you should not hope too much. But I see past that. I see the part of you that still whispers my name when no one else hears. I see the part of you that still wonders if I am near. I see the part of you that is afraid to believe again because you fear being hurt again. I have not left yet. Do you hear me? I have not walked out of your life because you grew distant. I have not closed the door because you felt weak. I have not stepped away because you questioned me. I am still here. I have been waiting this whole time, not for you to be perfect, not for you to have strong faith, not for you to clean up every mistake, but for you to simply pause long enough to notice me again. Something in you knew this moment mattered. That is why you stayed. That is why your heart feels slightly uneasy but also strangely calm at the same time. The tension you feel is not fear. It is awareness. It is the realization that I am closer than you allowed yourself to believe. You have asked silently, where are you? And now I answer you. I am here. In this room. In this moment. In this breath. I watched you cry when no one else saw. I watched you sit in silence, staring at nothing, feeling everything. I watch you scroll endlessly to escape your own thoughts. I watch you try to carry weight that was crushing you slowly. And I did not leave, even when you felt numb, even when you stopped praying the way you used to, even when you said, I don't know anymore. I did not leave. But listen carefully to me now. This is not just comfort. This is an awakening. Because what I found inside you is not weakness. It is not emptiness. It is not failure. What I found was a heart that survived things that should have hardened it. What I found was softness where bitterness tried to grow. What I found was light flickering in a place that felt dark. You thought you were losing yourself, but you were being preserved. Do not ignore me now. Not after everything we have walked through together. Not after the nights you thought would swallow you. Not after the mornings you forced yourself to get up. I have been standing here quietly, respecting your space, waiting for your attention. I will not force you. I do not break doors down. I knock gently. I whisper. I wait. But I am telling you with urgency now, stay. Comment yes, Lord. I receive it all if this message has truly touched and awakened your spirit. If you leave this moment too quickly, you may delay what I am about to restore. If you close your heart again, you may miss the healing already forming. I am not threatening you. I am pleading with you because this moment is delicate. Sacred things are often quiet. They do not shout. They wait for willingness. You are not here by accident. You are not reading these words by chance. I guided you here because I needed you to know something before you move forward. I needed you to understand that I am present, that I have not abandoned you, that I am closer than you dared to hope. Feel the room right now. A stillness, a subtle calm, the awareness that something deeper is happening. That is me. I am not far. I am not silent. I am not done with you. And what I am about to reveal will change how you see yourself forever. Stay with me. Do not look away. Do not rush this. I am in your room right now. I have not left yet. And what I found inside you will shock you in ways that heal you forever. My child, be still for a moment and let your heart slow down. I am not speaking from far away. I am not calling to you from a distant place beyond reach. I am here. I am in your room right now. Not in the way your eyes expect, not in the way your mind tries to imagine, but in spirit, in presence, in awareness. You may not see me standing beside you, but you can feel something has shifted. The air feels heavier yet calmer. Your thoughts feel interrupted. There is a quiet that was not there before. That is not coincidence. That is me. I know you are wondering if this is just emotion or imagination. You are trying to reason with it. You are telling yourself it is only words on a screen, only a passing feeling. But I tell you the truth gently and clearly, this is not imagination. I do not need to move objects in your room to prove I am here. I do not need to make loud signs or dramatic displays. My presence is not noise. My presence is stillness. When I draw near, the chaos inside you begins to quiet. When I step close, something in your spirit recognizes me before your mind can understand. Look around you for a moment. The same walls are there, the same furniture, the same light, and nothing looks different. And yet something feels different. There is a weight in this moment that feels sacred, almost fragile. That is because I am standing in the middle of your ordinary space, turning it into something holy. I have done this before throughout time. I step into rooms that look simple and make them places of encounter. I step into moments that look common and make them eternal. You are not alone in this room. You have not been alone, even on the nights when you thought silence meant abandonment. I was here when you lay awake staring at the ceiling. I was here when tears fell quietly and you wiped them away quickly. I was here when you whispered questions into the darkness and felt foolish for even asking them. I did not leave when you felt nothing. I did not step away when you stopped praying the way you used to. I remained. Right now, I want you to notice the subtle calm pressing against your chest, the slight warmth that moves through you when you allow yourself to stop resisting, the way your breathing slows when you stop trying to explain this away. That is my presence resting gently on you. I do not force myself into your awareness. I wait for your attention. And in this moment, you have given me that attention, even if only for a few minutes. Do not ignore me now. Please, do not brush this aside as just another thought. Sacred moments often feel ordinary at first. They do not arrive with thunder. They arrive with quiet. They arrive with invitation. I am inviting you to recognize that I am closer than you believed. I am not standing outside your life waiting to be invited in. I am already inside the spaces you thought were empty. There is urgency in my voice, but it is gentle urgency. It is the urgency of someone who loves deeply and does not want to be dismissed again. You have felt me before, and you turned away because you were tired, because you were distracted, because you did not know how to respond. I did not condemn you for that, but I am asking you now, stay present. Do not scroll past this moment in your heart. Do not harden yourself because it feels unfamiliar. You have asked for signs. You have asked for clarity. You have asked if I am real, if I am near, if I care. And here I am, answering you in the quietest but clearest way. I am in your room right now. I am aware of every thought passing through your mind. I know the doubts trying to interrupt this. I know the fear that says this cannot be real. I am not offended by your doubt. I understand it. But do not let it steal this encounter from you. Please support our channel. Our work is dedicated to bringing happiness into your life and nurturing devotion to God. If you would like to support our efforts, you can donate through Super Thanks. The atmosphere around you feels different because I am shifting something inside you. When I draw near, walls inside the heart begin to soften. When I stand close, defenses begin to loosen. You do not have to perform for me. You do not have to say the right words. Just acknowledge me. That is all I am asking. I am not here to frighten you. I am not here to accuse you. I am here because I love you. I am here because I have been waiting for you to slow down long enough to feel me again. I am here because you have been carrying too much alone, and I refuse to let you continue believing you are abandoned. There are unseen things happening in this moment. You cannot see them with your eyes, but you can feel them in your spirit. A heaviness lifting slightly, a tear forming without clear reason, a calm settling where anxiety usually sits. That is not random. That is my hand resting on your life. You may wonder why now? Why this moment? Why this room? Because you are at a turning point, even if you do not realize it yet. And before you move forward, I needed you to know I am here. I needed you to feel that you are not walking into your future alone. I needed you to understand that the silence you interpreted as absence was actually protection. Do not ignore me now. Do not push this aside because it feels too intimate. I am not asking for something complicated. I am asking for your awareness. I am asking for your honesty. I am asking you to admit that you feel something right now that cannot be explained easily. That is me. You do not have to see me to know I am present. You know when someone enters a room even before they speak. The atmosphere shifts. The energy changes. Your spirit senses it. That is what is happening now. I am standing in your ordinary space, and your soul recognizes me. Say here with me. Do not rush back into noise. Do not drown this out with distraction. Let the stillness deepen. Let the awareness grow. Let yourself feel the truth that you are not alone. I have not left. I have not turned away. I am in your room right now, and I am not finished speaking to you. Please, my child, do not ignore me. I am closer than you think, my child. I need you to understand something that may surprise you. I have been waiting for a long time. Not waiting the way humans wait, with impatience or frustration. Not waiting because I do not know what to do. I have been waiting spiritually, patiently, gently, for this exact moment when your heart would open just enough for you to hear me again. There were so many times you almost felt me clearly. So many moments when you sensed something beyond your own thoughts. You brushed against my presence more often than you realize. But each time, something pulled you away. Distraction. Fear. Exhaustion. Doubt. You felt the shift for a second, then you shook it off. You told yourself it was nothing. You told yourself you were imagining it. You returned to noise because silence felt too vulnerable. I did not leave when you dismissed me. I remember the nights when you lay still, staring into the darkness, and a sudden calm passed over you for no reason. You felt safe for a brief moment. You almost whispered my name. But then your mind interrupted and told you not to be foolish. That was me. I was closer than you realized. I remember the day you felt overwhelmed, sitting alone, and something inside you softened unexpectedly. You felt like crying but did not know why. That was me pressing gently against your heart, trying to comfort you before you broke completely. You wiped your face and moved on quickly. But I did not step away. There were moments when you felt drawn to pray, even after telling yourself you were too tired to try again. You felt an urge to speak to me, but pride or disappointment stopped you. You thought, what is the point? Yet I was there, listening even before words formed. My child, I have been waiting at the door of your awareness for so long. Not because I was distant, but because I refused to force myself into a closed heart. I respect your space. I respect your struggle. I respect your process. I do not break in. I knock. I whisper. I nudge. I create small openings and wait for you to notice. You nearly noticed me many times. You nearly surrendered in moments when pain grew too heavy. You nearly let go of your defenses when you felt how tired you truly were. But survival became your focus. You learned how to keep going without feeling too much. You learned how to function without opening deeply. And in that survival, you often shut the door gently without realizing it. I did not grow angry with you. I understood that you were protecting yourself. I understood that disappointment had taught you to guard your heart. You had prayed before and felt silence. You had hoped before and felt delay. So when my presence brushed against you again, you hesitated. You did not want to feel foolish for believing again. But I kept waiting. I waited through your numb seasons. I waited through your distractions. I waited through your anger. I waited through your doubt. I waited through the times you questioned whether I was even real. My patience is not weakness. It is love that refuses to abandon. There were days when you felt restless and could not explain why. That was because I was stirring something in you. There were times when music or silence suddenly moved you deeply. That was me touching something buried beneath the surface. There were mornings when you woke with unexpected heaviness or unexpected peace. That was my presence near you, waiting to be acknowledged. You thought you were drifting, but you were circling something sacred. I have been near this whole time, but I was waiting for openness. I was waiting for a crack in the armor. I was waiting for the moment when exhaustion would soften you instead of harden you. I was waiting for you to admit, even quietly, that you cannot carry everything alone. And now you are here. Not perfect, not fearless, not fully healed, but open enough. Do you know how many times you almost heard me clearly? How many times you sensed that something was speaking to your spirit? You would pause for a second, feel the weight of something real, then quickly return to distraction. I watched you do it gently, without judgment. I saw the fear in your hesitation. I saw the questions in your eyes. You did not reject me because you hated me. You stepped away because you were afraid to hope again. But I never stepped away from you. There is something you must understand about my patience. I do not rush love. I do not demand attention. I wait because I desire relationship, not performance. I want you present, not pressured. I want your heart, not your routine. You thought I had left because you could not feel me strongly. But my presence is not measured by intensity. It is measured by constancy. I have been constant even when your emotions shifted. I have been near even when your faith felt weak. There were moments when you felt a sudden awareness, almost like someone was standing close to you. You looked around, nothing changing. You told yourself it was imagination. That was me. I was reminding you gently that you are not alone. I choose faith over every fear if you're pressing forward with courage and trust. You nearly felt me when you cried in silence. You nearly heard me when you whispered, "I don't know what to do anymore." You nearly surrendered when your strength ran out. But each time, survival mode returned. You pulled yourself together. You told yourself to stay strong. And I waited. I waited because I knew the day would come when strength would no longer be enough. When pretending would become too exhausting. When your heart would finally slow down long enough to recognize me clearly. This is that moment. I am not here suddenly. I have been here. What changed is not my presence. What changed is your openness. You feel it now, don't you? The difference between imagination and awareness. The shift that cannot be fully explained. The calm that feels deeper than emotion. That is what you nearly touched so many times before. I am not offended by the times you dismissed me. I am not keeping score. I am not reminding you to shame you. I am revealing this so you understand how long I have been near. So you understand that you were never abandoned. So you understand that every small moment of awareness in your past was me patiently knocking. And I am still here. I have been waiting for this conversation, waiting for this stillness, waiting for this vulnerability, waiting for you to stop running long enough to notice that I never ran. Do not close yourself again now. Do not retreat into distraction. Do not convince yourself this is temporary emotion. This is connection. This is what you all must step into so many times before. I am not tired of waiting, but I am inviting you into something deeper now. I am inviting you to stop all those feeling me and finally acknowledge me fully. I have been patient because I love you, and I am still waiting, but now you are finally listening, my child. When I stepped closer and looked inside you, I did not find what you think I found. You were afraid of what I would see. You thought I would be disappointed. You thought I would see weakness, doubt, failure, and quietly turn away. You thought if I truly examined your heart, I would find something lacking. But listen to me carefully now. I saw the pain. I saw the fear. I saw the exhaustion. And none of it shocked me. What shocked me was something else entirely. Inside you, I found wounds that were never fully healed. I found memories that still ache when you pass by them in your thoughts. I found disappointment layered quietly over years. I found moments where you swallowed your tears because you did not want to burden anyone. I found silent questions you never spoke aloud. I found the weight of expectations you carried for too long. I found fear sitting quietly in the corners of your heart, whispering that you must stay guarded or you will be hurt again. I saw how tired you are. Not just physically tired, soul tired. The kind of tired that comes from holding yourself together for too long. The kind of tired that comes from being strong when you did not feel strong. The kind of tired that builds when prayers feel delayed and answers feel distant. I saw how you kept going anyway. I saw how you forced yourself to move forward when you wanted to stop. I saw how you kept showing up when part of you felt empty. You thought I would judge you for that exhaustion. But my child, I do not despise your weariness. I understand it. I was not shocked by your fear. I was not surprised by your doubt. I know what life has asked of you. I know what you have endured quietly. I know what you never told anyone. But do you know what truly caught my attention? What truly moved me? It was not your weakness. It was your endurance. Beneath the pain, beneath the fear, beneath the exhaustion, I found something still alive. I found faith that refused to die. Not loud faith. Not confident faith. Not perfect faith. But stubborn faith. The kind that barely whispers, maybe. The kind that still hopes even when hope feels foolish. The kind that turns back to me even after feeling disappointed. You did not lose your faith the way you think you did. You thought it was gone because it was not as strong as before. But faith does not have to shout to be real. Sometimes it survives quietly, hidden under layers of hurt. And when I looked inside you, I found it still breathing. You were afraid that I would be ashamed of your questions. But your questions prove you still care. You were afraid that I would see your doubts as betrayal. But doubt only exists where faith once lived. And inside you, faith still lives. I saw the part of you that still longs for me even when you pretend not to. I saw the way your heart softens when you feel my presence, even if you quickly hide it. I saw how you still whisper my name when no one else hears. I saw how you still look for meaning, still search for truth, still hope for restoration. That is what shocked me. After everything you endured, after the silence you felt, after the disappointments that tried to harden you, after the waiting that wore you down, you are still open. You are still longing. You are still capable of love. You are still capable of trust. Do you understand how rare that is? Pain often turns hearts cold. Delay often turns hearts bitter. Disappointment often turns hearts closed. But when I looked inside you, I did not find bitterness ruling you. I did not find hatred consuming you. I did not find darkness winning. I found endurance. You kept going when quitting would have been easier. You kept believing when cynicism would have protected you. You kept your heart soft when hardening it would have hurt less. You call it weakness. I call it strength. You call it barely surviving. I call it perseverance. You call it struggling. I call it refusing to surrender. There were moments when you thought you were losing yourself, but you were actually being refined. There were days when you thought your faith was fading, but it was simply being stripped of pride, stripped of performance, and stripped of noise. What remains now is quieter, but it is deeper. When I looked inside you, I saw a heart that has been through fire but did not burn away completely. I saw someone who cried and still chose not to hate. I saw someone who questioned and still chose not to walk away entirely. I saw someone who felt abandoned but did not fully abandon me. You almost gave up. You almost stopped hoping. You almost let the lie win. But you did not. Even in your lowest moments, something inside you held on by a thread. You may not even know what that thread was, but it was there. It kept you from collapsing completely. It kept you from becoming someone you are not. That thread was faith, even if it was fragile. And that is what moved me. Not your perfection, not your strength, not your confidence, your endurance. You endured nights that felt endless. You endured thoughts that felt heady. You endured waiting that felt unfair. You endured silence that felt confusing. And yet here you are, still breathing, still listening, still open enough to hear me now. Do not underestimate what that means. You thought I would look at your fear and be disappointed. But I looked at your fear and saw courage standing beside it. You thought I would see your exhaustion and call you weak. But I saw your exhaustion and saw someone who has been carrying more than they should have alone. You were never failing. You were enduring. And endurance is not small in my eyes. When I stepped into your heart, I did not find emptiness. I found depth. I found a soul shaped by struggle but not destroyed by it. I found scars, yes, but I also found survival. I found longing. I found a quiet desire to believe again. That is what shocked you when I revealed it. Because you thought you were fading. You thought you were almost gone. But you are still here. And more than that, your heart is still alive. My child, do not be ashamed of what I found inside you. Your pain does not repel me. Your fear does not push me away. Your exhaustion does not disappoint me. I am not surprised by your weakness. I am moved by your endurance. And now that you know what is still alive inside you, do not treat it as small. You survived. You endured. And you are not finished yet. My child, there are battles you fought that no one else ever knew about. Battles that did not leave visible bruises but left your heart trembling. Battles that happened behind closed doors, in quiet rooms, in silent moments when you thought you were completely alone. I was there for every one of them. I did not turn away. I did not step outside while you struggled. I stayed. I saw you cry silently so no one would hear. I saw you press your face into a pillow to muffle the sound. I saw you wipe your tears quickly when you heard footsteps in the hallway. You became skilled at hiding your pain. You learned how to blink away tears before anyone noticed. You learned how to smile through heaviness. You learned how to say, "I'm fine," when your heart felt like it was splitting open. But I heard the tears you never let fall loudly. I felt the weight you carried in your chest. You thought your crying was weakness. You thought it meant you were losing control. But those tears were not weakness. They were release. They were proof that your heart was still soft. They were proof that you had not grown numb completely. And every tear that fell in secret was seen by me. Not one drop disappeared unnoticed. I saw the anxiety you tried to fight alone. The racing thoughts that came without warning. The fear that wrapped around your chest and made it hard to breathe. The nights when your mind would not slow down. The constant replaying of worst-case scenarios. The quiet panic that you tried to hide from everyone else. You became strong on the outside because inside you felt unstable. You thought if you showed the fear, everything would collapse. So you held it in. But I saw it. I saw the way your hands trembled slightly when no one was looking. I saw the way your stomach tightened when you anticipated disappointment. I saw the way you tried to predict every possible outcome so you would not be caught off guard again. I saw how tired that made you. Anxiety is heavy, my child. It drains the soul. And yet you kept going. You pretended to be strong because you believed that was expected of you. You believed others depended on you holding it together. You believed if you broke down openly, you would lose control. So you became the steady one, the dependable one, the one who gives advice, the one who listens, the one who carries others. But who carried you? I carried you. Even when you did not realize it, I was holding you upright. When your knees felt weak, I steadied you. When your thoughts felt chaotic, I limited how far they could spiral. When you felt like you were about to shatter, I held the pieces together quietly. You fought battles inside your mind that no one else saw. You wrestled with self-doubt. You questioned your worth. You replayed conversations, wondering if you said the wrong thing. You criticized yourself harshly. You judged yourself for not being stronger. You compared yourself constantly and came up short in your own eyes. You did not realize how cruel you were being to yourself. And still, I stayed. There were moments when you sat in silence, staring at nothing, feeling everything. You did not know how to explain what you were feeling. You only knew it was heavy. You only knew you felt overwhelmed. And you told yourself to push through. You told yourself to stop being dramatic. You told yourself others had it worse. But pain does not disappear just because you minimize it. I saw the weight you tried to ignore. You carried disappointment quietly. You carried grief that you never fully processed. You carried regrets that still whisper at night. You carried pressure that builds slowly over time. And instead of releasing it, you stored it inside yourself. You thought you had to manage it alone. But I was there in every silent breakdown. I saw the day you almost gave up on believing things could change. I saw how tired you were of hoping. I saw how close you came to shutting your heart completely. You thought no one would notice if you simply stopped caring. But I would have noticed. I would have felt the shift. Because I am connected to your heart more closely than you understand. You are not dramatic for feeling deeply. You are not weak for being overwhelmed. You are not failing because you struggle privately. You are human. And I never expected you to fight everything alone. Say God is already working for me even if you cannot see the answer yet, and share this video. My child, I know you're busy, and I'm sorry to interrupt you like this truly. I know your life feels full, your mind crowded, your time pulled in many directions. I know how carefully you choose what deserves your attention. But you cannot ignore this. Not because I want to demand something from you, but because I see something you cannot see yet, and love will not let me stay silent when silence would cost you more. The enemy is hoping you scroll past right now. Not with fear, not with force, but with distraction. They do not need to attack you loudly. They only need you to stay busy, to stay numb, to stay moving just fast enough that you do not stop to listen. That is all they want in this moment. Delay, distraction, dismissal. And I am speaking now because I refuse to let that happen without warning you first. They do not want you to see this, because what you are about to hear will wake you up. Awareness weakens their hold. Clarity breaks subtle chains. When you see clearly, you stop agreeing with things that have been draining you quietly. That is why this moment feels urgent. Not because you are weak, but because you are close to seeing something that changes how you move forward. I would not stop you like this unless it mattered deeply. I do not interrupt lightly. I know how often you are interrupted already. I know how precious uninterrupted moments feel to you. That is why I chose this one. Because what you don't see yet is already affecting you, and love does not wait until damage is obvious to speak. Please don't tell yourself you will listen later. I know that voice well. It sounds reasonable. It sounds calm. It tells you this can wait until you are less tired, less distracted, more available. But later has already taken more from you than you realize. Later has stretched into weeks and months before, and by the time you returned, the clarity you needed felt harder to grasp. I am calling you into now, not to rush you, but to protect you. You are being distracted on purpose, and you need to know why. Not everything pulling at your attention is harmless. Not everything demanding your time is neutral. Some distractions are carefully designed to keep you from noticing what is shifting in your heart, what is draining your spirit, what is slowly pulling you away from peace. I am not accusing you. I am revealing what has been happening so you can choose with awareness instead of habit. I see how full your life feels. I see the responsibilities you carry. I see the expectations placed on you. I see how hard you try to keep everything together. But I also see something else. I see how your soul has been targeted quietly. Not through crisis, but through exhaustion. Not through chaos, but through constant noise. That is why you feel tired in ways sleep does not fix. That is why your heart feels heavy without a clear reason. This is not random. Open now. Stay with me. This message is protection. Not from me, but for you. Protection does not always look like comfort. Sometimes it looks like interruption. Sometimes it looks like a voice saying, "Stop for a moment. Look. Listen." That is what I am doing right now. I am speaking because I love you, not because you are failing. I need you to hear that clearly. This is not correction rooted in disappointment. This is warning rooted in care. If you were failing, I would not be this close. If you were lost beyond hope, I would not be speaking so personally. I am speaking because you matter, and what is happening around you matters. Do not scroll past. What you don't see can still harm you. Ignorance does not protect the heart. Awareness does. When you know what is happening, you can choose differently. When you understand the pull, you can resist it. When you see the pattern, you stop blaming yourself for feeling off. I am giving you understanding so you can breathe again. I know part of you wants to turn away, not because you don't care, but because intensity feels heavy. I know you would rather stay comfortable than confront something unseen. But comfort without truth eventually collapses. I am offering you truth now so your peace does not rest on something fragile. You may feel tension rising in you as you listen. That is not fear. That is recognition. Something in you knows this moment matters. Something in you knows this is not just another message. That is why the enemy hopes you scroll. Because if you stay, you will start connecting dots you were never meant to ignore. I am not here to overwhelm you with information. I am here to sharpen your awareness. Awareness is gentle when it is guided. You do not need to figure everything out right now. You only need to stay long enough to see what you have been missing. Type I believe, Lord, even in silence if you know He's working behind the scenes. You have been strong for a long time. You have carried more than most people know. You have pushed through seasons where you should have rested. You have stayed productive even when your spirit needed quiet. That strength has been admirable, but it has also made you vulnerable. Busy hearts are easier to pull than broken ones. That is why I am stepping in now. I am not angry with you for being busy. I am not disappointed in you for being distracted. I understand how this world pulls at you constantly. That is why I am speaking with urgency instead of accusation. I am not here to shame you. I am here to wake you gently before weariness becomes numbness. Stay with me for a moment longer. Let your breathing slow. Let your heart stop racing ahead. You do not need to respond yet. You do not need to decide anything yet. You only need to listen. Listening is already an act of protection. I know you are tempted to think this is dramatic. I know you want to downplay it to make it easier to move on. But hear me. The most dangerous moments are not the loud ones. They are the quiet ones where nothing seems wrong but something is slowly drifting. I am speaking now because I love you too much to let that drift continue unnoticed. You are not alone in this moment. I am here with you. I am not watching from a distance. I am close, speaking directly to your heart, because you are worth the interruption. Open now. Stay with me. This message is not here to scare you. It is here to protect you, to steady you, to help you see clearly again. Do not scroll past. Stay. What you choose to do with this moment matters more than you realize. My child, I see how busy you are. I see the full calendar, the constant messages, the responsibilities that never seem to end. I see how your mind is always moving, how your days blur together, how even rest feels rushed. I know you did not wake up today planning to be interrupted, and I am truly sorry for breaking into your moment like this. I do not take your time lightly. I know how precious every minute feels to you right now. Please hear my heart clearly. I am not interrupting you because you have done something wrong. I am not stopping you to accuse you, to correct you harshly, or to add more weight to your already heavy load. I am interrupting you because I love you, and love sometimes steps in even when it feels inconvenient. Love does not always wait for the perfect moment. Love moves when protection is needed. I know how hard you work to keep everything together. I know how much effort it takes just to get through the day. You carry responsibilities that others do not see. You solve problems quietly. You show up even when you are tired. You keep going even when your heart feels stretched thin. I see all of that. I honor that. And I am not here to take away your strength. I am here because you have been carrying too much alone. I want to apologize gently, because I know interruption can feel frustrating. You may feel like you don't have space for one more thing, one more voice, one more demand. But listen to me carefully now. This is not a demand. This is an invitation. I am not asking you to add something to your list. I am asking you to pause, because continuing without awareness will cost you more than stopping for a moment with me. Love interrupts comfort when comfort begins to hide danger. Comfort can be good, but comfort can also numb awareness. When life moves fast enough, you stop noticing what is happening inside you. You stop hearing the quiet signals of your soul. You stop recognizing when something is draining you slowly. I am interrupting you not to disturb your peace, but to protect it. I'm not blaming you for being busy. I know this world pulls at you constantly. I know distractions are everywhere, calling for your attention, your energy, your emotions. I do not judge you for responding to them. I understand how easy it is to get swept along. That is why I am stepping in now, gently but clearly, before exhaustion turns into numbness and numbness turns into distance. This interruption is not an accusation. It is protection. I am not pointing a finger at you. I am reaching out a hand. I am saying, come here for a moment. Let me show you what you cannot see when you are always moving. You are not in trouble. You are not failing. You are loved enough to be warned before harm settles in quietly. I know part of you feels guilty even hearing this. You wonder if you should be doing more, praying more, listening more. Let the guilt go right now. Guilt is not my voice. Guilt pushes you away. Love draws you closer. I am not here to shame you into attention. I am here to invite you into safety. I see how tired your soul is, even if your body keeps going. I see the weariness you don't talk about. I see how your joy has been thinner lately, how your peace feels fragile, how your thoughts feel scattered. None of this makes you weak. It makes you human. And it tells me that this interruption is necessary. I would not stop you like this unless it mattered deeply. I would not press into your busy life unless staying silent would cost you something precious. There are moments when waiting feels polite but is actually harmful. This is one of those moments. Waiting would mean allowing you to keep pushing forward without realizing what is pulling at you from behind. You may feel resistance right now. You may want to rush through this and get back to what you were doing. I understand that instinct. But stay with me for a moment longer. Let yourself breathe. Let your shoulders relax. Let your heart slow down enough to hear me clearly. Please support our channel. Our work is focused on bringing happiness into your life and deepening devotion to God. If you would like to support us, you can donate through Super Thanks. I am not here to overwhelm you with information. I am here to restore awareness. Awareness brings choice. Choice brings freedom. When you see clearly, you can move wisely. When you are unaware, even good intentions can lead you into exhaustion. I know how much you value being responsible, dependable, productive. Those qualities are not wrong. But when they begin to replace rest, connection, and listening, they become heavy. I am interrupting you now so you do not lose yourself while trying to hold everything else together. This moment is not about fixing anything immediately. It is about seeing. It is about recognizing what hath been happening beneath the surface of your busy life. It is about letting me stand with you in the middle of your day instead of only at the edges. I am close to you right now. Not demanding, not disappointed, not distant. Close. Speaking gently, even with urgency, because urgency does not have to be harsh. Urgency can be loving. Urgency can be careful. Urgency can be a sign that you matter deeply. I want you to feel safe here. Safe enough to stop multitasking. Safe enough to admit you are tired. Safe enough to listen without defending yourself. I am not asking you to drop your responsibilities. I am asking you to let me help you carry them. You have been strong for a long time. You have adapted. You have pushed through. But strength without rest eventually becomes strain. I am interrupting you before strain turns into something harder to heal. Please do not see this as one more thing asking for your attention. See it as the one thing offering you relief. I am not competing with your life. I am part of it. I want to walk with you through it, not wait for you to collapse before I step in. Stay with me here. Let this interruption become a moment of heaviness out of an answer. Let it remind you that you are not alone in your busy life. You are seen. You are cared for. You are protected. I interrupted you because you matter to me more than your schedule. I interrupted you because your soul is worth guarding. And I will continue speaking gently, clearly, and lovingly, as long as you are willing to stay and listen. My child, I want to speak to you clearly about what the enemy hopes you will do right now. Not to frighten you, not to make you suspicious of everything around you, but to help you see what is happening so you are no longer unaware. Awareness is not fear. Awareness is light. And light removes the power of what hides in the shadows. The enemy is not hoping to attack you loudly in this moment. They are not planning chaos or dramatic destruction. That is not their strategy here. Their hope is much quieter, much simpler. They hope you delay. They hope you dismiss this moment as unimportant. They hope you scroll past, tell yourself this can wait, and move on without noticing what just tried to reach you. Delay is one of their most effective tools. Delay does not feel dangerous. It feels reasonable. It sounds calm. It whispers, you can come back to this later, or this isn't urgent, or you're too busy right now. Delay does not raise alarms. That is why it works. It slowly moves truth out of reach without ever appearing to oppose it. The enemy does not need you to reject me. They only need you to stay distracted long enough that you never fully listen. They do not need you to fall apart. They only need you to keep going on autopilot. They do not need to steal your faith. They only need to dull your awareness. A distracted heart is easier to guide than a broken one. Scrolling past may feel like nothing. Just a small movement of your finger. Just a moment of distraction. But spiritually, scrolling past is often avoidance dressed as normal behavior. It is the act of moving away from something that feels weighty before it has a chance to speak clearly. Not because you are rebellious, but because depth feels uncomfortable when you are already tired. The enemy understands how busy you are. They see how full your mind is. They know you are exhausted. That is why they do not push hard. They pull gently. They add noise. They add urgency to everything else, so this moment feels optional. They do not need to stop me from speaking. They only need to keep you from listening. Their greatest fear is not your strength. It is your awareness. Strength can be misdirected. Strength can be worn down. But awareness changes direction. Awareness makes you stop agreeing with things that drain you. Awareness helps you notice patterns you have been repeating without realizing why. Awareness brings choice back into your hands. This is why I am speaking now. Because something in you is becoming aware. You have already felt it. That sense that something is off. The quiet pressure that does not go away. That feeling that you are busy but not fully at peace. Those are not random emotions. Those are signals. And the enemy hopes you ignore them long enough that they fade back into the background. I want you to understand this without fear. The enemy does not have authority over you. They do not control you. They cannot force you. That is why they rely on distraction. They work through agreement. When you stay unaware, you unknowingly agree to carry burdens you were never meant to carry. When you become aware, that agreement breaks. They are not afraid of you becoming louder or more active. They are afraid of you becoming still and honest. Stillness reveals truth. Honesty exposes lies you have been living under without realizing it. That is why this moment feels important. Because stillness and honesty are close right now. Delay keeps you from connecting the dots. Delay keeps you from realizing why you have been so tired, why joy feels thinner, why peace feels fragile. Delay keeps you blaming yourself for things that are actually happening around you. Awareness shifts that blame into understanding. Understanding leads to freedom. The enemy hopes you tell yourself this message is dramatic. They hope you minimize it so you can move on comfortably. They hope you say, "This doesn't apply to me," even though something in you knows it does. Minimizing truth is another way of delaying response. It allows you to stay comfortable without being changed. I am not telling you this so you become suspicious of every thought or fearful of every distraction. That is not my desire. I am telling you so you can see clearly. Clear sight does not make you anxious. It steadies you. When you know what is happening, you stop reacting blindly. You may wonder why distraction feels so strong lately. Why it is harder to focus. Why quiet moments feel uncomfortable. Why you instinctively reach for noise. That is not because you are weak. It is because something does not want you to sit long enough to hear what your heart has been trying to say. The enemy hopes you stay busy enough that you never ask deeper questions. Busy enough that you never pause long enough to notice patterns. Busy enough that you keep functioning without healing. That is why they prefer distraction over destruction. Distraction keeps you alive but distant. Alive but unaware. Alive but carrying weight you do not need to carry. I want you alert, not alarmed. Alertness is calm. Alertness is steady. Alertness simply notices. Panic cloud the judgment. Awareness sharpens it. I am not asking you to fight anything right now. I am asking you to see. Comment Jesus, you have all of me if you've surrendered your life completely to Him. Seeing breaks the cycle. When you see the pull of distraction, you can choose not to follow it. When you see the pattern of delay, you can choose to respond differently. When you see how noise has been used to keep you from listening, you can choose stillness without fear. The enemy hopes you treat this moment as optional. I am telling you it is protective. Not because danger is everywhere, but because truth is near. When truth is near, resistance often rises quietly. That resistance does not mean something bad is happening. It means something important is. You do not need to be stronger than the enemy. You need to be aware. Awareness brings you back into alignment with me. Alignment brings peace. Peace restores clarity. Clarity makes you harder to pull off course. I know you have a lot demanding your attention. I know it feels selfish to pause. But this pause is not selfish. It is necessary. You cannot pour from a heart that has been quietly drained by distraction. I am helping you notice the drain so it can be closed. Do not fear the enemy. Fear gives them more attention than they deserve. Simply refuse to stay unaware. Refuse to move past this moment without listening. Refuse to tell yourself this does not matter. That is all that is required right now. Stay with me a little longer. Let this awareness settle without panic. You are not in danger. You are being protected. You are not being attacked. You are being invited to see clearly again. The enemy hoped you would scroll past. You did. That matters. Not because you fought, but because you stayed. And staying opens the door for truth to do its work gently, steadily, and completely. Remain here with me. Awareness is growing. And as it grows, the pull of distraction will lose its power over you. My child, I need you to hear this with seriousness, not fear. Distraction is more dangerous than you think, not because it is loud or obvious, but because it works quietly. It does not announce itself as harm. It presents itself as normal life. It blends into your day so smoothly that you do not notice what it is slowly taking from you. That is why I am speaking now, with clarity and weight, because what is subtle can be more damaging than what is sudden. Distraction dulls discernment. Discernment is your ability to sense what is true, what is aligned, what is not meant for you. When discernment is sharp, you recognize when something is pulling you away from peace. You notice when a thought does not come from me. You feel when a choice will cost you more than it gives. But distraction blunts that edge. It makes everything feel equal. Important and unimportant begin to blend together, and you stop noticing what deserves your attention most. This does not happen overnight. That is why it is dangerous. It happens slowly, in small shifts you barely register. You fill every quiet moment with noise. You move from one task to the next without pausing. You consume words, images, opinions, information, until your mind feels full but your heart feels empty. Over time, you stop checking in with your spirit. You stop listening inwardly. Not because you don't care, but because you are tired. Spiritual numbness does not arrive as darkness. It arrives as dullness. You still function. You still show up. You still believe. But you feel less. Joy feels thinner. Conviction feels quieter. Peace feels harder to reach. You begin to accept heaviness as normal. You tell yourself this is just how life is now. That is numbness, subtly and gently. Busy people are especially vulnerable to this, not because they are doing something wrong, but because busyness leaves little room for reflection. When you are always moving, you do not notice when you are drifting. When you are always responding, you stop initiating listening. You begin to live in reaction instead of alignment. That slow drift is what concerns me, because drift rarely feels dangerous until you look back and realize how far you have moved from where you started. Noise replaces listening before you realize it has happened. You still hear many voices, many sounds, many opinions, but you stop hearing mine clearly. Not because I stopped speaking, but because there is no space left for my voice to settle. My voice is steady. It is not frantic. It does not compete. When everything else grows louder, my voice becomes easier to overlook, even though it has not changed. I see how often you reach for noise without thinking. A screen, a task, a conversation, something to fill the space. Silence feels uncomfortable now, not because it is empty, but because it exposes what you have been avoiding. In silence, you notice your fatigue. You notice your questions. You notice your longing. Distraction keeps those things at a distance, but distance does not heal them. I am not condemning you for this. I understand the pressure you live under. I understand how this world rewards speed and constant output. I understand how rest can feel unproductive and quiet can feel unsafe. But I need you to see what is happening so you can choose differently, not from guilt, but from wisdom. Distraction makes you easier to lead without your consent. When you are not aware, you agree without realizing it. You agree to carry stress you were never meant to carry. You agree to voices that do not speak life. You agree to rhythms that drain you slowly. Awareness breaks those agreements. That is why distraction is so effective. It keeps you from noticing what you are agreeing to. I have watched you push through days when your heart needed rest. I have watched you ignore small warnings because stopping felt impossible. I have watched you normalize exhaustion and call it strength. That breaks my heart, not because you are weak, but because you are precious. You were not created to live constantly overwhelmed. You were created to live connected. The danger of distraction is not that it pulls you away all at once. It is that it slowly replaces depth with surface. Rare becomes quick. Listening becomes rare. Decisions become reactive. You still love me, but you do not linger with me. Relationship becomes something you fit in instead of something you live from. That shift changes everything. You may wonder why it feels harder to sense my guidance lately. Why choices feel more confusing. Why peace feels fragile. This is not because I am distant. It is because your attention hath been scattered. Scattered attention makes everything feel unclear. Focus restores clarity. I want you to understand that discernment needs quiet to function. Just as your body needs rest to heal, your spirit needs stillness to sense truth. When stillness disappears, discernment weakens. You begin to rely on logic alone, on habit alone, on what feels urgent instead of what is wise. That is not because you are failing. It is because you are overloaded. Lies trains you to react instead of reflect. It trains you to respond immediately instead of listening deeply. Over time, you stop asking, "Is this from me?" and start asking, "What do I need to do next?" That shift seems small, but it changes how you live. You become driven by demand instead of guided by truth. I am speaking with deep seriousness now because I do not want you to lose your sensitivity. Sensitivity is not weakness. It is a gift. It allows you to sense when something is off before it becomes obvious. It allows you to feel my leading gently. Distraction hardens sensitivity without you noticing. It numbs with once alive. You have felt this numbness trying to settle. That is why this message caught your attention. Something in you knew you needed to stop. That is not coincidence. That is your spirit responding to truth before numbness could deepen. I am not asking you to remove all noise from your life. I am asking you to stop letting noise replace listening. I am asking you to create space again, even small space, where you are not consuming, not reacting, not performing. Space where you can simply be with me. This is not about doing more. It is about noticing more. Noticing when your heart feels heavy. Noticing when your peace feels thin. Noticing when you are moving too fast to feel. These are not signs of failure. They are invitations to return. I want you to feel the seriousness of this without feeling afraid. Fear paralyzes. Awareness strengthens. I am not warning you because something terrible is about to happen. I am warning you because something subtle has been happening, and now is the right time to stop it. You are not lost. You are drifting, and drifting can be corrected. All it takes is attention. All it takes is willingness to pause. All it takes is listening again. Stay with me here. Let this truth sink in gently. You do not need to fix everything today. You do not need to change your whole life at once. You only need to see clearly what distraction has been doing so you can choose presence again. I am with you in this. I am not watching from a distance. I am close, steady, patient. I am speaking because I love you too much to let numbness settle in quietly. Listen now, not with fear, but with honesty. Your discernment can be sharpened again. Your sensitivity can be restored. Your peace can deepen. But it begins by seeing distraction for what it is and choosing to stay present with me instead. Remain here. Let the noise fall back for a moment. Let your heart breathe. This seriousness is not meant to weigh you down. It is meant to wake you up gently, so you can live fully awake again. My child, I need to lift a heavy weight from your heart right now. You are not too busy. You are not failing because your schedule is full. You are not disappointing me because your days feel crowded. Let go of that shame. It does not come from me. What you are experiencing is not a lack of devotion. It is something else entirely. You are being pulled, quietly and persistently, and that pull has made everything feel heavier than it should. I see how often you blame yourself. You tell yourself that if you cared more, you would slow down. If you were stronger, you would focus better. If you were more disciplined, you would feel closer to me. The voice accusing you is not truth. It ignores what has really been happening. Busyness is not the problem. The problem is the unseen pull on your attention that has been working beneath the surface of your life. There is a difference between responsibility and distraction, and I want you to understand it clearly. Responsibility comes from love and purpose. It has weight, but it also has meaning. Distraction steals weight and meaning alike. Responsibility may tire you, but it does not hollow you out. Distraction leaves you exhausted in ways rest does not repair. You have been confusing the two, and that confusion has made you feel guilty for things you should be aware of instead. You have responsibilities I placed in your life. People you care for. Work you must do. Choices you must make. I am not asking you to abandon those things. I am not criticizing your effort. I see your faithfulness in showing up. But alongside responsibility, there has been a quiet pull that does not come from me. A pull that fragments your attention. A pull that fills every empty space with noise. A pull that keeps you from resting even when your body stops moving. That pull is why you feel tired even when you sleep. That pull is why your mind feels crowded even in quiet rooms. That pull is why prayer feels harder to enter and silence feels uncomfortable. This is not because you are weak. It is because something hath been competing for your attention constantly, and competition always creates strain. Say amen. You restored my joy if God has turned your sorrow into singing. And share this video. My beloved child, stop whatever you are doing. Right now, this moment has been carefully chosen by me to speak directly into your heart. This isn't an accident or random chance, it's a sacred interruption. I have seen your struggles, I have felt your silent tears, and I know every thought that crosses your mind. Today, I am stepping directly into your life to tell you something incredibly important, something you have needed to hear for a very long time. This is your sign from heaven. Your soul has been searching. Your spirit has been aching for comfort and clarity. Well, this is it. Do not let distractions pull you away. Do not allow doubt to cloud your heart, because what follows is meant especially for you. It is my voice, calling out with love, power, and deep compassion. Listen carefully, for this is your divine moment, a call straight from heaven itself. Pick up now. My precious child, can you feel me close? Even now, I am with you, nearer than the breath you take, closer than the beating of your heart. There have been times when you thought you were alone, but I was always there. In your darkest hours, when your world seemed filled with fear and confusion, I never left your side. Even when you cried silently, thinking no one heard, I listened to every word your heart whispered. I want you to know this clearly. You are deeply loved. You are valued beyond what you can imagine. You know that before you took your first breath, I had already dreamed about you. You are not here by mistake. You were carefully planned, shaped by my own hands, with a purpose that only you can fulfill. Every detail of your life, every moment of joy and pain, every struggle and victory, has meaning. You are exactly where you are supposed to be right now, hearing these words from me. My child, I know the heaviness that rests upon your shoulders. I see the burdens you carry, worries about tomorrow, regrets from yesterday, pains hidden deep within your heart. I see the battle between hope and fear that keeps you awake at night. But let me remind you, you don't have to carry these burdens alone. Lay them down at my feet, for I am strong enough to handle them all. My shoulders are broad, and my heart is vast. Trust me to take care of you. There have been seasons when you felt forgotten. You've wondered if your prayers reached me or if your faith mattered at all. But hear this truth clearly. Not one prayer has ever been lost. Every word, every plea, every whisper had heard. Your faith, even when it felt small, was powerful enough to move my heart. I have collected every tear you shed, treasured each sacrifice you've made, and seen every moment you chose to keep believing even when giving up seemed easier. Today, I am speaking directly to the wounds within your heart, the hurts you hide from the world, the pains you think no one could understand. My love reaches into those hidden places, bringing healing, hope, and restoration. You do not have to live in the shadows of shame or regret anymore. I am lifting you up out of the darkness into my glorious light. Let go of the chains that hold you back. Let go of the guilt, the fear, the self-doubt. My grace is greater than all your mistakes. My mercy covers everything you've done or failed to do. You are not defined by your past. You are defined by my love, by my promise, by the future I have prepared for you. I am not finished with your story. In fact, the best chapters are still ahead. The storms you faced, the battles you've endured, they were not meant to break you but to build you. They have shaped your heart, deepened your strength, and increased your faith. Now you stand at the edge of a new season, a season of breakthrough, miracles, and fulfillment. Type amen in your heart if you believe today's blessing is for you. My child, hear me clearly. Something wonderful is about to happen in your life. The prayers you've been whispering in secret, the dreams you've quietly nurtured, they are about to be answered. What I am preparing for you is greater than anything you've imagined. It is not something small or ordinary. It is supernatural, extraordinary, and will change everything. But I need you to trust me fully. Do not doubt or do not fear. Believe that my timing is perfect and my promises are sure. I want you to understand that you have been chosen. Among billions of souls, I see you clearly. Your life matters greatly to me. Your heart, with all its hopes and hurts, is precious to me. I have set you apart for a reason, for a special purpose that no one else can fulfill. This is why you faced opposition, why struggles have seemed relentless. The enemy knows how valuable you are, how powerful you can become in my hands. But he will not succeed in stopping you because you belong to me. My strength is within you, my light guides your path, and my voice speaks clearly into your spirit. The days ahead will be marked by my presence in your life. You will feel me closer, hear me clearer, and see my hand at work in every detail. Doors will open that no one can shut. Opportunities you thought were lost forever will be restored. Relationships that seem beyond repair will be healed. Your life will become a living testimony of my goodness, a story of grace that inspires everyone around you. My child, it is time to rise. Rise from doubt into faith. Rise from fear into courage. Rise from the ashes of your past into the beauty of the future I have planned for you. Let go of every distraction, every voice that speaks discouragement or defeat. Listen only to my voice, for I speak truth, I speak hope, and I speak life. This is your moment. A call from heaven has come directly to you. Pick up now. Walk forward boldly into the blessings, healing, and miracles waiting for you. And remember always, I am with you. You are mine, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from my everlasting love. My beloved child, now is your moment to truly embrace who you are in me. Do not hold back or hide in the shadows any longer. You have lived long enough under the weight of doubt, feeling unsure about your worth, wondering if your life really matters. Today, I want you to let those worries go completely. You were created for a purpose so much greater than you realize. Even when you feel small and unnoticed, remember, I see you clearly and love you endlessly. Every beat of your heart is precious to me. Every breath you take is a gift I've given you, meant to fill you with strength and courage. I see the battles you face each day, the silent struggles that nobody else understands. You try to smile, you try to keep going, but sometimes it feels too much. My child, I know the weight of your burdens. I know the anxiety that tries to rob you of peace, the voices that whisper you're not good enough, and the tiredness that wants to make you give up. Listen carefully, I am here to lift you up again. Lean into my strength, rely fully on my power, and trust in my unfailing love. You do not have to fight these battles alone. Let me fight for you. Let me carry you when your strength fades and you feel you cannot take another step. You often wonder if I notice your efforts, your faithfulness, and your sacrifices. Believe me when I say, nothing goes unseen by my eyes. Every act of kindness, every quiet prayer, every moment you choose to forgive, even when it hurts deeply, I have seen it all. I am proud of you for choosing love over bitterness, faith over fear, and hope over despair. Even when it felt impossible, you kept believing. Even when everything inside you wanted to quit, you chose to stay faithful. That strength does not go unnoticed. I celebrate every step you take toward me. Today, I am asking you to take another step, a step of faith, boldness, and trust. The dreams I've placed inside your heart are real. They are not random thoughts or impossible wishes. They are visions of the future I have planned specifically for you. Don't be afraid to dream again. Don't be afraid to believe in bigger things. I am not limited by what seems possible. I am the God who created the universe, the stars, the oceans. Do you think anything is too difficult for me? The same God who calms storms and moves mountains is guiding your life. Trust me to open doors that seem closed and make a way when you see none. My beloved, you have spent far too long looking back at your mistakes, thinking they define you. But today, hear me clearly, they do not. Your past is forgiven, your mistakes are covered by my grace, and your future is secure in my hands. Release your guilt and shame completely. I am giving you a fresh start, a new chapter that begins right now. Let my forgiveness wash over you like fresh water, cleansing every wound, removing every burden, and renewing your heart completely. Today is a new day, a day of hope and restoration. Let my love fill you and free you from every chain that has held you back. You've wondered why things have taken so long, why promises seem delayed, and why breakthroughs feel distant. Understand this clearly, I was never holding back your blessings. Instead, I have been preparing you. The time of waiting has not been wasted. It has been a season of growth. I have strengthened your faith, deepened your wisdom, and refined your character. You are now ready to step into everything I have planned. The waiting season is ending, and a season of abundance is beginning. Hold on to me tightly as we walk into this new chapter together. My precious child, your heart is tender, your spirit is gentle, and your love is powerful. I place those qualities within you because the world desperately needs them. You have a special ability to comfort others, to show compassion, and to offer kindness in ways that change lives. Never underestimate the power of your words, your presence, and your prayers. Even the smallest act of kindness carries great significance in my eyes. You have been chosen to reflect my love in this hurting world, to shine my light where there is darkness, and to speak hope where despair tries to take root. I want you to be brave now. Take risks for me. Share your heart, even when it feels vulnerable. Reach out in love, even when you fear rejection. Offer forgiveness freely, even when it seems undeserved. I will be right beside you every step of the way, guiding you, protecting you, and giving you strength. When you feel weak, remember that I am your strength. When you feel alone, remember I am always with you. When you feel afraid, remember I am your shield and protector. Finally, my child, let me remind you of something very important. You belong to me forever. Nothing you do can make me love you less, and nothing you achieve can make me love you more. My love for you is complete, endless, and unwavering. Rest fully in this truth. Let it fill your soul with peace. Today, tomorrow, and always, you are my beloved child, and nothing can separate you from my love. My child, let your heart listen closely to what I am about to say. You are standing at the edge of a new beginning. For so long you have been holding back, uncertain if you were strong enough or good enough. But today, let me tell you clearly, you are more than enough exactly as you are. I see beyond your doubts, beyond the fears you carry silently. I see the beauty of your soul, the depth of your love, and the purity of your heart. You matter deeply to me, more than you could ever imagine. There are times you think your life is not important, that you don't make a difference. You feel small, unnoticed, as though your voice is lost in the noise of the world. But I am here to remind you, your life matters greatly. Every step you take, every word you speak, every act of kindness you show has a special place in my plan. You may never know the full impact of your presence on this earth, but trust me when I say it is significant. You are making a difference, even when you don't see it. Sometimes you wonder why you had to face so much pain, why your road had to be so hard. My child, I want you to understand that nothing you have been through was meaningless. Every tear, every struggle, every painful moment has shaped you into the person you are today. Your hardships have given you compassion, your wounds have given you wisdom, and your trials have made you stronger. Even when you felt like you were breaking, I was there holding you together, carrying you through every storm. Today, let me lift the heaviness from your heart. You have carried sadness and disappointment for too long. Let me take those burdens away from you now. I am here to fill you with peace, a peace so deep that nothing can shake it. Trust me with your worries. Trust me with your future. Trust me with every detail of your life. I promise you, I am faithful. I will never leave you or fail you. Do not listen to the voices that tell you it's too late, that you've missed your chance. With me, it's never too late. I am the God who makes everything new again. I turn mistakes into miracles, brokenness into beauty, and sorrow into joy. I am restoring what has been lost in your life, bringing healing to places that seemed hopelessly damaged. Your best days are not behind you, they are still ahead, waiting for you to step forward in faith. Dear friends, if our videos have ever touched your heart or brought you closer to God, please support our mission through super thanks below. Your kindness means the world to us. God bless you abundantly. My child, I see the dreams hidden deep in your heart, the ones you've almost given up on. Know this clearly. I place those dreams there. They are gifts from me, seeds planted long ago that will soon blossom. Do not lose heart. Do not let doubt steal your hope. Hold tightly to those dreams and trust me to bring them to life at the perfect time. You often wonder if your prayers are being heard. You wonder if your faithfulness matters. Let me reassure you now. Every prayer you pray reaches my heart. Every time you choose faith over fear, heaven takes notice. Your faithfulness pleases me greatly. Keep praying, keep believing, and keep trusting. Even if answers seem slow, they are surely coming. I never ignore a prayer whispered from a sincere heart. I know the battle you fight each day, the thoughts that try to pull you down, the worries that won't let you rest, and the fears that make you question your worth. My child, those are not my voice. My voice speaks life, hope, and peace. Today, silence those lies. Remember who you belong to. You are my beloved child, precious and valued. Let that truth fill your mind, let it heal your soul, and let it guide your steps. There will always be voices trying to make you doubt your path, people who don't understand your journey. They might judge your choices or misunderstand your heart. Do not let their words discourage you. Your worth does not depend on what others say or think. You answer only to me, and my opinion of you never changes. You are chosen, loved, and deeply treasured. Let today mark the start of a new chapter in your life. A chapter of peace instead of worry, courage instead of fear, and joy instead of sadness. Lift your eyes toward me. Walk forward with confidence, knowing I am always by your side. You do not have to face anything alone. I am with you, guiding each step you take. My child, let your heart rest in this final truth. My love for you is endless. No mistake you've made can ever push me away. No failure can ever diminish my care for you. Your worth in my eyes is forever secure. I love you simply because you are mine, and nothing in all creation can change that. Walk in that certainty today, tomorrow, and always. My dear child, I am still speaking. Don't turn away. Stay with me, for I have more to say to your heart. You may not realize it, but right now I am wrapping my arms around you. You may not feel it, but my presence is closer than ever. Every moment you felt empty, I was ready to fill you. Every time you felt weak, I was your strength. I have not stepped away, not even once. I have been walking with you all this time, even through the places you didn't think I would go. I have seen how hard it had been for you to trust. I know people have hurt you, promises have been broken, and your heart has felt unsafe. But I want to remind you, I am not like people. I do not lie. I do not fail. I do not walk away. My promises are true and steady. My love will never grow cold. When I say I will be with you, I mean forever. You never need to question my faithfulness. Even when you pull away from me, I stay close, waiting for you to return. My love has no end. My child, do not be afraid to feel again. I know you have built walls around your heart. You've been guarding yourself, thinking that it's the only way to stay safe. But those walls are keeping you from the healing I want to give you. Let me in. Let me touch those broken places. You don't have to carry shame or hide your pain. I already know it all, and I love you still. I do not love a perfect version of you, I love the real you. Right here, right now. There is more for your life than what you've seen so far. You were not meant to just survive. You were meant to live with purpose, with passion, and with peace. I want to take you by the hand and lead you into something new. Let go of what's behind. Stop looking back at what didn't work, who walked away, what went wrong. I am doing a new thing in your life. Can you feel it? It's already beginning. You may not see it fully, but it's there, like seeds growing under the soil, soon to break through with life and beauty. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need to fix everything yourself. Just stay close to me. Trust that I am working behind the scenes, moving pieces into place, arranging details that you can't yet understand. I am never late. I am never confused. I see the whole picture, and I'm leading you step by step, even if all you can see is the next small move. That's enough. Just take one step at a time, and I'll take care of the rest. I know there are things you're waiting for answers, healing, a door to open. I know how tired you are of waiting, how sometimes it feels like I'm silent. But I'm not ignoring you. I'm preparing the best for you. Sometimes, what you ask for is smaller than what I want to give you. And so I wait, not to punish you, but to prepare your heart for something greater. Keep hoping. Keep believing. Your story is not over. Good things are still ahead. My child, when you fall, do not stay down. I don't look at your failure and turn away. I look at you with eyes full of mercy. I reach out to lift you up. Every time you return to me, I welcome you with open arms. There is no shame in starting over. There is only beauty in rising again. I am not keeping score. I am not waiting for you to earn my love. My love is already yours freely and fully. Let your soul rest now. Let your mind be still. Stop trying to earn what I have already given. You are loved. You are chosen. You are enough. You don't have to prove anything. Just be with me. Let me remind you who you are. You are my child, my delight, my creation. I sing over you. I dance with joy when I think about you. You are never a burden to me. You are a blessing. You are a light. To hold your head high. Not in pride, but in peace. Walk forward not in fear, but in faith. You are not walking alone. I am walking with you. Every step, every breath, every heartbeat in there. You are surrounded by my love and covered by my grace. Nothing can take you from my hand. Nothing can change the truth that you belong to me. I am your father, your friend, your healer, your guide. I will never leave you, and I will never stop speaking life into you, calling you deeper and loving you endlessly. You are my beloved. Always have been. Always will be. My child, take a deep breath right now. Let go of the pressure you feel to be strong all the time. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to pretend everything is fine when your heart is hurting. I see it. I see the silent pain, the questions, the heavy weight you've been carrying. And I say to you now, rest. Lay it all down. You don't need to carry what I never asked you to bear. Let me be your strength. Let me carry what's too heavy for you. I never created you to live life alone, to push through by your own power. You were made to walk with me hand in hand, heart in heart. When you feel weak, that's when I can be strong for you. When you feel empty, I can fill you with peace. You are not failing when you need help. You are not less because you feel broken. You are simply human, and I am here to help. My grace is enough for every moment, every mistake, every fear. Comment thank you, Father, if your heart is full of gratitude. My child, don't be afraid to ask me for what you need. I know the words you hold back. I know the fears you don't speak aloud. I know the dreams you've hidden in the quiet corners of your heart. Talk to me about them. I care about every part of your life, the small things and the big ones. Nothing is too simple, and nothing is too hard. I want to be involved in it all. I want to walk beside you through every decision, every season, every struggle. There's a soft place in my heart for your tears. I don't turn away when you cry. I lean in closer. I comfort. I hold. I understand even the things you can't explain. You don't need perfect words to come to me. Just speak from your heart. I already know. I already love you. I am not asking for polished prayers or perfect behavior. I'm asking for your honesty, your trust, your surrender. My love for you does not grow when you do things right and does not shrink when you stumble. It is steady. It is constant. It is the one thing in your life that will never change. Everything around you may shift, but my love stays firm. You can rest your whole life on that truth. When others leave, I stay. When others judge, I forgive. When others forget, I remember every detail of who you are and why you matter. My child, your life is not small in my eyes. Even if others overlook you, I never will. Even if you feel behind, I know exactly where you are. I am not disappointed in you. I am not tired of you. I am not waiting for you to become someone else. I love you as you are. And still, I see who you are becoming, the beautiful, strong, kind soul I created. Keep going. Don't give up. I am with you in every step forward. The path ahead may still have challenges, but do not fear. I will go before you. I will protect you. I will provide for you. You won't be left without answers. You won't be left alone. Even when things don't make sense, you can trust that I am working it all out. I am a God of order, not confusion. I bring peace, not pressure. I bring healing, not harm. I bring life, and I bring it fully. So stop worrying about what you cannot fix. Stop trying to figure everything out. Trust me with the unknowns. Trust me with the timing. Trust me with the people and places you care about. I know what I'm doing. I hold the full picture when all you can see is a small piece. And that's why I ask you to walk by faith, not by sight. I will not let you fall. Keep loving. Keep hoping. Keep trusting. Even if others do not see the change in you yet, I do. Even if no one claps for your small steps, I am cheering you on. You are growing. You are healing. You are becoming all I dreamed for you to be. Don't let the slow pace discourage you. The work I'm doing in you is deep, lasting, and beautiful. I've got you, my child. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not giving up on you. My arms are open. My heart is wide. My voice is calling you closer. Come as you are. Stay with me. Let me take care of you. Let me remind you again and again you are loved. You are safe. You are mine. And that will never change. I am reaching for you. I know the thoughts you try to hide, the fears that keep you awake at night, and the doubts that visit you in quiet moments. But I am not afraid of your questions. I am not upset by your confusion. I am not disappointed when you struggle to understand what I am doing. You are human, and I made you that way, full of feelings, full of wonder, full of need. That need is not weakness. It is a place where I can meet you with my strength. You try so hard to hold everything together. You try to be strong for others. You smile when your heart feels heavy. But you do not have to pretend with me. You do not have to hide. I know your heart better than you know it yourself. I understand every tear, every sigh, every silence. I know how much you've carried. And I say this to you now. You don't have to carry it all anymore. Let me help you. Let me hold you. Sometimes, you wonder if your life is truly making a difference. You look at your days and wonder if they matter. But let me tell you the truth. Every moment of love you share, every kind word you give, every time you choose hope over fear, it matters. You shine brighter than you know. You are touching lives in ways you cannot see. You are changing the world simply by being who you are, the one I created with care and love. Write amen if your faith is still standing strong. I have seen your journey. I've walked with you through every high and every low. Even when you couldn't see me, I was there. When things fell apart, I was holding you together. When you thought it was over, I was quietly building something new. My child, you have never been alone. Not for 1 second. My presence has been your shelter, even in the moments you didn't recognize it. There are still beautiful things ahead. Do not let the past steal the joy of the future. You are not stuck. You are not lost. You are simply growing, learning, and becoming more of who I created you to be. Give yourself grace. Be gentle with your heart. I am not in a hurry, and you don't need to rush either. Walk with me. Day by day, step by step, we will move forward together. Before end this video, let's pray together. Dear Lord Jesus, in the stillness of this moment, beneath the soft glow of morning light and the open sky that whispers your wonder, I lift my heart to you. Thank you for another day to walk in the grace of your presence. Thank you for the quiet reminders of your love, the warm sun upon my face, the hush of wind through the trees, the peaceful hush that only you can bring. Lord, I come as I am, not with perfect words or lofty thoughts, but with a heart that longs to rest in you. I ask you to meet me here, in the ordinary beauty of life, and make it holy with your touch. Breathe into my spirit a fresh wind of peace, a calm that only heaven gives. Where worry stirs, bring stillness. Where doubt speaks, let your truth be louder. Help me to walk today with open hands and an open heart. Let kindness flow from me like a quiet stream. Let patience grow even in small, unnoticed ways. Remind me that even the smallest acts of love carry your light. I may not know all that lies ahead, but I trust that you do, and that is enough. Let this day be a prayer itself, a gentle offering of all I am to you. Guide my steps, shape my words, soften my heart. Let every breath be filled with thanks, every thought be rooted in love, and every moment be aware of your nearness. In all things, big and small, let me find joy in walking with you. Amen. If this message touched your heart, type amen in the comments to agree with God's word. And don't keep this blessing to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it today.